This is bad, chat. I don't think I can play this anymore. It's making me like the game significantly less. It's just like, the game's unfun when we have to deal with all this. It's unfun. It's fun coming up with solutions and stuff like that to issues, to like combat, but you can't do anything. The next time we stream, I'm going to exclusively be playing the PlayStation 5 version. That's it. It's too frustrating. I'll have to just unlock everything all over again. So I don't tempt myself again. Let me uninstall this so I do not have to. So I make sure I do not play it.
Hello everyone and welcome to the video. I'm Inferno Paternal. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day so far. In today's video, we're going to be doing a little discussion and kind of an internet little dive on some Reddit posts and Twitter posts and just talking about what's been going on with Marvel Tokon. So if you guys don't know what's been going on with it, basically the game had its beta about a week or two ago and the reviews were not very well received. The game had a lot of issues with online and a lot of issues with people's computers being able to run it. It felt stiff when I played it on the computer and I had a little bit of bugs. It was kind of glitchy on my end. But a lot of people were having issues with online matches and the netcode was kind of fried in a sense. And people just using it through Steam and trying to even get it to run on computer was a problem. But we received some crazy news because now officially Marvel Tokon got released on August the 6th and the game still has network problems. It's super sad seeing this from a banger game that has been so anticipated throughout the whole fighting game community and now it's getting review bombed. I wanted to start off with this little picture here. I mean, look at this, guys. Let's take a look at this right here. Marvel Tokon, brand new fighting game. And this is the Steam charts, I believe, the player live count. 24,000. It is below their game, Arc Systems game, Guilty Gear Strive. It's below Mortal Kombat 11, bro. That is sad, man. It's just so sad to see this, dude, because this game was supposed to be the savior of the year. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's been looking forward to this since it got revealed, and the netcode is just, it's dog, dude. It's horrible. And before I get into looking at some more screenshots and all of that, I want to kind of get into what exactly is the problem with the netcode. So for you guys that don't know, for my people that aren't too in touch with the fighting game community and fighting games in general, fighting games have what's called netcode, and it's how their network or online matchmaking is programmed or coded, okay? And a lot of games do not have proper netcode and you lag, the ping is skyrocketing. If one person's internet's bad, then you could be having the worst match of your life and you're just teleporting around the screen too just because their internet's bad. And that's where Rollback netcode comes in. And Rollback netcode has been a phenomenal fix to a lot of games' bad matchmaking. Lots of games have added Rollback netcode and it makes it playable for people that have an opponent they're going against that have bad internet connection. It doesn't bring you down as much because it kind of has a balance of some sort. And how that works is there is something called rollback frames. So in a fighting game, you know, each frame is like a little, but anyways, a frame is just a picture of motion. And, you know, there's frames going on every single second. And how rollback works is if your opponent is lagging or someone's struggling with their internet and they're a little far behind, rollback netcode is programmed to predict what that player is going to do next in the next couple of frames. And that player has what's called rollback frames. And it's usually only about like 2 or 3 frames, like milliseconds of delay, if anything. And in those rollback frames, the programming is going to detect whether or not you're going to dash, do an attack, start a combo, jump back, and it just tries to predict exactly what you do. Now, what's been happening with Marvel Tokon is something's wrong with the netcode where people are actually experiencing asymmetric netcode, which asymmetric netcode, for you guys that don't know, is it's not even among the space. So usually when you have your rollback netcode go off and one player receives the rollback frames, it's not usually one player. Both people will receive the rollback frames to kind of make it even, and there's not much of a discrepancy if it is a little asymmetric, so you're not going to notice much of a delay, you know what I'm saying? Like, you may have a little buffer here and there, but it makes the matchmaking much more seamless. What we're seeing here, and we'll look at some clips later, it's quite crazy. There have been confirmed instances of an 8-frame delay in the netcode, and that's asymmetric as well. So one player is having 8 frames of rollback while one person is in a completely normal match, and you're just getting mopped. And then that problem gets so bad because it's so asymmetric that you're literally fighting in slow motion. You can't start a combo, you can't play properly, and it sucks because it's happening to a lot of people, especially on PC, or mainly on PC. I don't even think PlayStation has much of an internet problem going on right now. But yeah, so this asymmetric netcode has been cooking people's matches, and obviously, as we can see here, it's tanking the live player count. I'm seeing still on my Twitter daily people talking about, oh, dropping Marvel Tokon. I was going to give it a chance after the beta, but it's still bad. I'm going back to Avatar Legends. And, you know, hey, I'm sticking to Avatar Legends for right now. That I just spit everywhere. But that game, to me, is like the best fighting game out right now. And Marvel Tokon is not making a very good stand. And it sucks because Arc System Works, the people that are working on it with Sony, they do such a good job with fighting games. Their netcode has been good, and from what I'm aware and what we're going to see in a lot of these posts is the changes with working with Sony, and some new Unreal Engine changes as well have been making the computer version of this game run like crap. And I just want to make a disclaimer. That was a long-winded beginning, but I wanted to give a little intro about netcode and why this is horrible for the people that don't know. But just a little disclaimer, guys. Marvel Tokon, it just came out, okay? So yes, this is pretty bad, and it's really surprising. That's why I wanted to make another video on Marvel Tokon's kind of downhill part right now. But lots of fighting games have horrible launches. MK11, horrible launch. MK1, horrible launch. You know what I'm saying? And I'm an MK fan down to the heart and down to the wire, but some games just have bad launches. And Arc System Works is reportedly working their ass off right now to get this fixed. And I think we just need to be a little patient, because gameplay-wise, character-wise, franchise-wise, and everything else, the game is quite phenomenal and has lots of potential. It's just sad to see something like this happen, especially day one. And, you know, I'm just going to bring this up because I got to bring this up in every video. It's also sad that it's not on Xbox. I'm Xbox people. What are we going to do, bro? So anyways, we just saw this little post right here. Generational fumble from Tokon, or Tokon. How do you even say it, bro? I'm going to say Tokon, because someone put a comment down saying I didn't say it right. But I got no clue how to say it, bro. So Tokon. Token. Here we go, bro. So generation fumble from Tokon. Freaking sad, man. Let's see. Having a good game crippled by Sony feels a lot worse than the game just being bad. And that's so facts, bro. I don't really get why people are wondering. I love Tokon, but it's pretty hardware hungry on PC. Has aggressive anti-cheat preventing Linux and Steam Deck machine gamers to play, and it is forced PSN, so availability in countries is bad, and it has no regional pricing. It does force PlayStation sign-in, even when you're on computer. I had to do that as well. And oh my gosh, dude, that's it really is true. It eats up your hardware, man. The requirements, okay. Call me an old head, call me, like, you know, I do IT work, you know, and I still think this is ridiculous. So I think I got a pretty good perspective on this, guys. The requirements for this game is 16 gigabytes of RAM. That is a requirement on your computer. Brother, not everybody has an 8 gigabyte RAM computer just to run a game. I mean, I get it, some high-tech games need that, but I feel like, bro, there needs to be like some options to lower down the quality of the game so people with 8 gigs of RAM can play it. Having a requirement for that is crazy, and I don't think a lot of people have been complaining about the RAM discrepancy. I just kind of wanted to mention that because 16, that's a crazy requirement. I could see it being recommended, but requirement's nuts, dude. And that's straight coming from Steam, dog. But yeah, the anti-cheat is bogging down people's CPUs. That's the main complaint with the hardware side of it. The CPU is not able to handle the anti-cheat that's monitoring it heavily in the background. And then some people's like graphics cards had to be updated before playing it. I mean, but that's, some people just have normal problems before playing the PC game, but this one has just been kind of abnormal and a lot of people are experiencing it. Once again, I'm a proponent of this game. I had a good time on the beta, even though it was blotchy, and most of the time I spent in the lab because of these issues. But yeah, guys, let's go on to the next post. What's the matter with matches on 8-frame delay? I find some players that makes the match run at a constant 8-frame delay and a sort of slowdown, but the connection seems to be fine. Is the netcode related or a performance issue is on their end? Now let's read some comments on here. I'm on console, I've only had it. Versus PC players might be a coincidence though. And I think that's kind of the general consensus, is that this is like mainly just happening on PC. PlayStation people are just fine with their netcode, but something on the side of computers is causing some major issues here. I've never had any issues with lag on my new GPU. I got it specifically to play Expedition 33 and it ran solid. I thought it was just a personal issue, but no. Seen a lot of people have problems with the PC ports so far. This shit is inexcusable. Not buying until this gets fixed, but at this point, I have no idea how you can get this cleaned up in 2 weeks. Damn, bro. Yeah, I spent 45 minutes messing with settings to make it acceptable. I haven't even gotten to play. At this rate, it's unfortunately not looking like a day one purchase. And, that's the main point, or not the main point, but one of my big points, I do want to make in this video. It's just not a day one purchase, which sucks because it's such a hype fighting game right now. But give it some time, guys. Let them work it up. And it sucks that some games are like that. But being an Xbox fan, I'm just going to throw shade at my own people, bro. We've had to deal with so many rough launches, bro, with Halo and Gears 5 and just Gears, bro. And by the time it did get fixed, you have great memories, but it is just so tough, like, having to deal with that day one. The characters are moving as if they're underwater, bro. Yep. Yeah, the CPU usage and stutters are all over the place. Tried many things and also shader comp, but no luck. Big sad, guys. But here's a newer post here. After seeing much discussion about how poor this game has been performing for some individuals and no Linux support, dude, rest in peace, Steam Deck, for real. I decided to refund my Steam purchase and instead purchase on my PlayStation 5. That's probably the better decision here, honestly. The game ran fine from my build right here, but the fear that PlayStation 5 players will disable cross-platform play, dwindling the PC community is my main reason for doing this. Dude, I didn't even think about that, bro. I got it on PC, dog. Oh, man, I didn't even think about that, bro. That's a really good point to the fact that if PC players have such a bad problem that they're just going to end up disabling cross-platform, which hopefully they would enable it back again once this does get fixed. If it does hopefully get fixed in soon time. But for right now, damn. I know it's day one of releasing, things can be fixed. If that does happen, I definitely consider switching back to avoid PlayStation Plus. Sad PC noises. Unfortunately, fighting games are so dependent on the online system. They're so dependent on the online being like the best feature of it, because the offline experience of fighting games are not really known to do very well or intrigue people a lot, unless you're Mortal Kombat with the Crypt or the Towers of Time, which gets old very fast. And fighting games, they're a whole mash. The whole mash build of fighting games is legit. They're online, so this is like a strike at the heel almost, and people aren't going to really enjoy this game on PC unless this gets fixed. This is a disgrace for PC players. Negative reviews on Steam are pouring in. They fix nothing. It's frustrating that the pirated version runs better than the official $60 release, and it's all because of Sony's anti-cheat running in the background, putting a much heavier load on the CPU. I'm incredibly disappointed. I've been waiting on this game for a year, and I think it's fantastic in terms of what it offers, and I love Marvel. I even love the comics, but in its current state, I simply cannot recommend it. As much as it pains me, I'll have to request a refund. I'm so frustrated today. Sorry for my English. Unfortunately, a rough launch. Arc System Works has always done well. pretty well in implementing player feedback and trying their best to quickly improve and prioritize performance. I think the game will be much better within a couple of months, but it sucks because a fighting game's first impressions are quite important. And this is an important point as well. Not sure if I want to pick it up despite thinking the gameplay looks great. Like, the best part about fighting games, too, besides the online, is the initial hype. And I guess that's with a lot of games being released, the initial hype and, like, kind of the honeymoon grace period of how long that lasts. But it's very important in a fighting game because that is, like, if you don't have a really, really good launch, it's going to be hard for people to want to come back as well. So we're going to see how this plays out. What pirated version, broski? Okay, guys, this is the last post we're going to read here because I think the point, has gone through for the video. We've discussed this quite a bit, and there's going to be a little banger discussion thread to go off of for our last little read. Marvel Tokon is still unplayable on PC for a few reasons, mainly inherent micro stutters. Full explanation in the thread. Here we go. Y'all sit down, bro. I'm going to have some grammar errors here. So, yeah, the PC port isn't fixed. Marvel Tokon is Arc System's first Unreal Engine 5 game, and it shows. While they most likely have good PC ports for Unreal Engine 4 with all their previous games such as Strive, Grand Blue, or Dragon Ball FighterZ, they clearly have problems with Tokon. I'm going to try and explain it to people who are not tech literate at all. What is a stutter or micro stutter? To put it simply, there's software you can use that displays a frame time graph whenever you play games. That graph shows you how smoothly your game is running. Ideally for locked 60 FPS games, you want your frame time graph to look like that. The flat line indicates your game is running smoothly. So there's just a time graph for how smoothly your game's running, and you can clearly see the spikes, and each one of them corresponds to a stutter in the game. And what does it look like when you play? I'm going to show you guys a little sample here. This guy has been kind enough to show us what it looks like here, but look at these micro stutters. You can see in the left corner right here, we've got some jumps in the speed on the left. It shows what the CPU is running at, the GPU, and the memory and all of there. But look at the frame time. It's micro stutters, and it's very choppy on the game. You can see it's like very blocky in the movement, and this is the stutters that people are experiencing here. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna link this dude's thread in the description if you want to read more on it and click more on these links, as we're just doing a basic coverage of it. But that's not all. You may think it only affects you, but no. Every single stutter corresponds to drop frames, and drop frames equal rollback issues. This is a huge reason why the game feels like garbage to play online. Everyone on PC is dropping frames no matter what PC they have, and it affects the online play. So every drop frame is the rollback issues, and like we explained earlier with the rollback frames that are asymmetric, just frame drops in general for anybody is going to be asymmetric and cause the online matchmaking to not work for everyone. So there's obviously So there's obviously got to be a solution fixed here. That was a crazy stutter. I'm keeping that in there, bruh. But again, I can't stress this enough. You could be running with a 5090 in this nice model, and at the lowest settings, it'll still happen. Not doing the full shader warming step doesn't solve this issue. It's completely unrelated. It's a problem that Arc Systems has to fix on their side. All right, guys, that is it for this video. I'm going to end it off here. I feel like we've had some good discussion points in the video. Let me know what you guys think down below. I want these videos to kind of be a discussion style, almost in a forum sense, because I want to know what you guys think. I've had some well-received comments in the last video of Avatar Legends being better than Marvel Tokon, and while obviously that is a little bit of clickbait because both games are fire, we love both games. We want to spread positivity in the FGC. I want to hear what you guys think, and I want to hear what you guys think about this issue as well. What problems are you having on PC? If you're having something different, let's hear the takes, guys. Let's make it a big discussion. That's what we're about here on the channel. So, but yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this format of videos. I like doing little forum reads and little Twitter content for you guys. It's a little bit different content to give you. I don't want to just throw out guides. I want to make some more engaging videos for you guys. And I have some good topics coming up. I have a bunch of video ideas, especially once I get through all these Avatar guides. So just let me know what you guys want down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe and join the family. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.
Subscribe.